Hi, my name is Casey Manzer. I am a physical therapist here at the North Phoenix Core Institute. So I'm here today to talk about some mobility for runners before a race. The difference between mobility and flexibility is our ability to get into these positions. So what we're going to want to do is we're going to do some active movements to train the body as we're running. The first one we're going to do is called the world's best stretch, and it has its reasons for that. So I'm going to ask Alexa here, what she's going to do is she's going to go down into a full lunge. She's going to push big toe into the ground, sink deep into those hips, push that back heel backwards. She's going to rotate up through this knee, press her hand to the ceiling as far as she can. This is going to open up her adductors. This is going to really focus on that dorsiflexion that people lose when they're running and open up that trunk for that rotation that they need. Coming out of this, she's going to push back, come up into stance, and then she would switch legs. So the next thing I'm going to ask Alexa to do is we're going to do some hip openers. So it's going to be a dynamic movement. So we're walking through this. She's going to do is she's going to take this knee, she's going to bring it up towards chest without arching her back. She's going to bring it out to the side, open the door of her hip as far as she can, bring it back in and down. And then she would switch legs. Next, we're going to do some 90-90 hip rollovers. As you can see, Alexa here has front leg at a perfect 90 degrees. She's squared up really nicely to these front hips, and she's trying to drive this hip down, open up those hips, open up that groin. What she's going to do is trying to keep this knee down as much as she can. Open, up to the other side. Come back down, and as you see, she actually ends in the same position that she started in. Right now she's using a little bit of hands. Why don't we head right on back? As you're getting more comfortable with this movement, you can start using your hands a little bit less. Work on controlling that hip rotation. Last exercise we're going to do is we are going to do some hip flexor training. So again, what we're working on is the control of our movement through the full range of motion. Alexa here is sitting tall. She's got both legs on one side of a dumbbell. You can use anything for this. What she's going to do is she's going to keep her knee locked. Without leaning back, she's going to control up and over and back. Working on training that hip flexor to work through that drive-through force. This helps especially for patients that have a lot of clicking in their hips, especially on that extension force, training up the strength through that full range of motion.